Scott Ewart here, and today we're going to talk about how to use Camtasia. Camtasia is a screen recording and editing program, but we're going to talk through some of the basics about using Camtasia and just how to record your screen, how to do editing, and how to publish a video. Okay, so first let me cover just a couple of the benefits of using Camtasia. So it's really nice because you can record your screen just like I'm doing right now. Record your screen for training videos that you do. It has a pretty easy to use editor. It comes with really great tutorials down to just the moment of exactly what you're trying to do. You know, it's that particular little function. You have to walk through a lot of wait through a lot of tutorials. There's publishing to all the major formats, whether, depending on what kind of format you're using, you're uploading to YouTube or something else. If you want something in particular format, it's really good with that. And it really allows you to do high quality content that you can share with other people. So there's a lot of benefits. There's other products that do this. Some are actually cheaper than Camtasia. This just happens to be what I'm using, and I find it really useful. Some of the negatives, there's just more features than you'll probably ever use, but that depends on if you view that as a negative. The user interface can seem a little overwhelming, and that's what I'm going to show you today once I'm done recording my screen here. And then the price point, it's about $300. There is a 30-day free trial that's available. There is an alternative called Jing. There's a free and a paid version, but it's just not as feature-rich as Camtasia. So, anyway, those are a couple things about Camtasia. If you want to take a look at it, you can just go to techsmith.com/Camtasia.html, and you can find out how you can get access to the trial there. Okay, so the basic steps that we're going to follow today. First, I'm going to show you how to record the screen. It's a little tricky because I'm actually recording the screen right now, but then I'm going to show you inside how I'm editing using the record the screen. Second, how to manage the different file types. It's one of the biggest things to wrap your head around with Camtasia. There's three main file types that we'll be working with, and we'll cover those. I'll walk through how to edit your video and then how to publish your video so that you can get it uploaded to however you want to host your video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now where we are, I just left the PowerPoint. This is where I was recording the screen, and I said, let's get started. So all I have open here on my computer is the PowerPoint file and the Camtasia Studio, which we're going to jump in right now, and then the recording. So this is actually what is running. When you record the screen, you get this little thing, and you can't notice, but all the way around the edge, there's a box, and it's recording the whole screen, and it's just ticking at the time. When you're done, you'll click on stop, and it'll ask you to save it, and then you work inside of Camtasia with what was just captured. So if I stop this right now, it captured just the 50 seconds here, and I would merge that with the PowerPoint recording that I just did a few minutes ago. Okay, but I'm not going to do that right now because I'm going to get in and show you how the studio works. Okay, so this is inside of Camtasia. There's three main areas that you're going to be working with. This is the main area, and this is all of your files that are part of what's called a project. So that's the first thing we should talk about, is that there's three main file types. Okay, the first one is called a CamRec, a Camtasia recording file. So that's whenever you record the screen like we did, you generate a file called a CamRec file. And that's part of a project. So each project, because you can have multiple things in here. You can have multiple CamRecs, you can have images, you can have audio. So there's all sorts of things that you could do here, but we're just sticking with the basics today. So it all becomes part of a project, okay? So as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and just save this project right now. And I'm going to save the project as, and we're just going to give it a name called Camtasia. Okay, and that's going to save it as a project. Okay, so you'll see up here at the top, Camtasia video .camproj. This is CAMREC. Okay. So the third one is when you actually take, you're going to take this whole project, whatever it ends up being, and produce it. And that's going to produce it and put it into a file folder and give you an MP4 or whatever you ask for as part of the production. So there's three phases: the recording, the project, and the production of the video. Okay, so this is the main window and this is the video that I just did, the PowerPoint that you watched at the beginning. And you'll also notice that it sits over here. This is the preview window. So you have a preview window, you have your main work area, and then this is the timeline for, just get rid of this, just minimize that, so you get rid of that. This is the timeline where you do all of your editing. So this is how you take and edit the video. So when I did this, just so I could show you how I do the editing, I left some seconds at the beginning and also some time at the end, so we could go in and do some very basic editing of the video. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do here. So you'll notice that when I play this, and this just lets you play what's on the recording. When I play that, I'm gonna get some sound, and I'm just moving around, and I'm not talking until right as you'll see the sound starts right there. Scott Ewart here, and today we're going to talk about how to use Camtasia. Camtasia is a screen recording. Okay, so that's what you heard me record before. So you'll see here, I'm just going to blow this up for a minute. You'll see here that there's all this time before I started. So when I do a screen recording, I just catch my breath, let a few seconds build up, and then I jump in when I'm ready. And then I can just very easily come in and clean that up. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to do. This thing right here is a guide for where you are in the timeline. This is your timeline of minutes here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get rid of all this up to this point. And so how this works is that you put this as far over as you can. You drag, click on the red handle and sort of drag that. And I'll bring it over to right in front of where the audio starts. And then all you do is come over here and click on cut. And now, when I push play, hey there, Scott Ewart here, and today we're going to talk about how to... It starts right away. Okay, so that started playing right away and cut out all that time at the beginning. So if you want to undo a cut that you made, or, I'm sorry, undo or redo, those are those buttons here. You can also copy and paste, but that's getting out of the basics. I just want to show you the simple editing here. So zooming in just expands your timeline, okay, and zooming back in just makes it a little bit smaller. So when I did that recording of the screen, I went through pretty good. So usually what happens though is that you're recording a screen, let's say you may have to take a sip of water, or you have to cough, or you need to spend a little time and collect your thoughts. You can do that, but I will always just take my mouse down to the corner and I give myself about 30 seconds, whatever you need, because that leaves a big blank space right in the middle. So if you ever make a mistake, just wait. I would say wait 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then start over again, because that'll allow you to come over. Let's say your mistake is over here. You can go ahead and move this over here. Let's say that your mistake is over here because you have a big blank space in here. Then you can come in here and do what we just did. Go over there and then clean that up. Okay, get your cut. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and move this back over here. So we'll move together again. All right. So that is really all there is to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come down and find the end here, because at the very end, whoops, so sometimes that becomes detached, and all you can do there is just go ahead and let's click here on the timeline. Sometimes you gotta move these things around. You'll see it kind of connect up again. I'm glad that happened. Now we'll move together. Okay, so that's how you get that back together. It's a little tricky. All right, but anyway, you come over to the end, and you'll see here where I ended. I'm going to go ahead and play that and get started. Oops, let's just let another second play. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is where I left time so that I could show you, because there's a couple things you want to do. When you record, again, when you end your recording, you want to give a little bit of time. One, because you can come in here and just clean that up at the end. But two, you want to leave a few extra seconds, because a lot of times you want to pause them on this last slide. When you do any sort of recording or training, you want to leave them with a call to action. So, they learn more about marketing from me. This is my information here that they can contact me, or they can go here and take a NetDivi tour. So I always leave them with that. So it just allows you a few extra seconds to stay paused on the last screen, and then you can go ahead and clean it up. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do right now. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to let's go ahead and get started. Just a couple seconds there, and then I'm just going to click on this red, and I'm going to drag it over to the side, and I'm going to cut off that end part. Okay, so now when I come over here, okay, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, and that's going to leave me some flexibility there, because actually when you see this completed, you're going to see me come in and put that last slide up again. So I'm going to go and I'm going to record that, and I'm going to add it in here. Okay, so actually I'm going to have to come back and do that to realize from a technical perspective. Okay, so you're going to see me come in. I'm going to come back to this PowerPoint. I'm going to come to this last slide, and I'm going to close out the video, and then it's going to come into the studio as a recording file, and I'm going to append that at the end. So all I'm going to do is drag this down and drop it into my timeline at the end, and it'll merge the closing of my file together with this recording. Okay, so let me just summarize what I did here. I did an original recording of my PowerPoint presentation. I ran us all the way through to Let's Get Started. And then I closed that recording, and that was the file that I just edited inside the Camtasia Studio. That became a CamRec file. I saved it as a project because I'm going to add another file to it. I edited my timeline. I cleaned up the front, and I cleaned up the end of time. There's of course a lot more to it in terms of editing and moving things around, but you just get used to that over time. And I closed out the end, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this recording. It's going to become part of this project, and then I'm going to do one more recording where I'm going to go back in, and this is just because I'm doing this training video, but I'm going to publish it as a training video, so I need to clean it up and close it out properly. I'll record this. It will come into the studio. I'll actually end up with a third file here for that last PowerPoint, and I will put them all together, and then I will go in, I'll save my project, and I will go in and produce the video. All right, so all you do is click on produce, and it's going to be share to YouTube, where you just want to produce and share it. I always just do share to YouTube. You put in some specifications. It's just about the size. I usually do YouTube videos at 1280 by 120. That allows for high definition and a good picture quality when they expand the screen to a big size. So anyway, just share to YouTube, and that's how you get it produced. It puts it in a little file folder, and you grab the MP4, and then that's what you upload to YouTube. Okay, so I hope that this training video was helpful. And I will say right here, just please do, and actually I can do this right here. I'll just close it out this way. If you want to learn more about marketing from Scott, just contact me. Again, my name again, Scott Ewert, foursquaremarketing@gmail.com. That's my phone number where you can reach me. Or you can take a tour over at NetDivi. That's the marketing system that teaches me a lot of the techniques that I use at scottcanhelp.com. Take a tour and take a look around there, and let me know if you want to work together on some more stuff. All right, so that is it for now. And end this off. I'm going to go and stop my recording, and we will talk to you next time. All right, take care. Bye-bye.